So that debate was a bunch of BS. I mean, was this a debate between Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris, or a debate between Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris versus the moderators? Because the moderators were literally debating Trump and even fact-checking him. They were like, Trump, it says right here, like, that's not correct. We got a piece of paper from a manager that says, like, that's not correct. But they didn't even care to fact check Kamala Harris on the propaganda Project 2025. Yeah, it was very biased. It was so biased. And this is exactly why he has my vote. This is exactly why I'm voting for him. And y'all also noticed how Kamala Harris left her accent outside. Just so fake, disingenuous, phony. Very condescending.
Yes, I don't know if you notice this. When you look at the hearings, Kamala was putting on a lot of people on social media are now questioning that. I don't know how true this is. Someone posted this. I'm wondering if Kamala was wearing audio earrings and being fed lines. They look quite similar. Thought. When you take a look at this article, I used this new smart hearing to listen to music. They totally surprised me. They look alike, and people are now questioning if she was, communicating with people outside or inside, or what exactly. That is something. I don't know how true this is. With time, we are going to find out.
Well, my friends, Kamala Harris deserves an Academy Award for gaslighting, deflecting, and dancing around all of those questions. The debate just ended, and Kamala Harris did not answer any of my questions. She's been there for 4 years as vice president. She's been a part of the Democratic elite for decades. Why haven't they fixed these issues? Kamala Harris, now she wants to act all rough and tumble on the border. You were put in charge of the border back in 2021, then oversaw the worst immigration crisis in American history. I have questions. Now, Kamala Harris, she had a rough start in the debate. She was like one of those beat up old jalopies in the Walmart parking lot that takes a few minutes to get going. Objectively speaking, you guys know I'm not owned by the RNC, the DNC, I just call it like I see it. David Muir, the other woman, I don't know her name, and Kamala Harris, it was 3 against 1. Many of these folks on television, they're just Democrat operatives posing as pundits, okay? David Muir could not hide his own political leanings. He cut off Donald Trump. He never fact-checked Kamala Harris. He was combative and argumentative with Donald Trump, moreover. Now, my takeaway from tonight that no one seems to want to talk about, it took Kamala Harris 40 days to do a sit-down interview with her vice president sitting next to her, and the interview lasted less than 20 minutes on a friendly network. Then she took 5 days to hole up with no events to prepare for this debate and memorize her lines. What the heck's gonna happen if there's a crisis and Kamala Harris has to run down to the Situation Room as commander-in-chief and make a decision in 6 minutes?
Yes, when you take a look at the whole debate, Trump was not treated fairly. It is extremely concerning that a lot of people had to call this out on social media, even people I never expected that could even support Trump. They saw what happened. These people were against him. You cannot stand there, you are just fact-checking one person, and we saw about 5 lies Kamala told during this debate. Nobody said anything about that. Then you call that a debate, or was it a show, or what exactly? I don't understand. A lot of people have reacted to this. People I never expected that they could even support Trump. They are not happy.
I think it's important to remember that we are voting for the leader of our country and not who we like the most or who we want in our wedding party, but who is actually going to make our country better. And we're in an incredibly unique situation where we've had both of the candidates in office before, and we've gotten to see what they would do. And when facts come to facts, my life was better when Trump was in office. The economy was higher, inflation was lower, things were better overall. And now with Kamala's administration, things haven't been so fantastic. And she's saying she can fix the problems that her administration has caused, but I just don't know if I can afford to take that risk.
Were you leaning towards the former president coming into tonight?
Probably.
And did you vote for him in 2016 or 2020?
I did.
When I first heard that we were abandoning or we were withdrawing from Afghanistan and the way it was happening, I had my Kennedy moment. It was very similar to when we decided to invade Iraq back under President Bush. And when I saw that we were leaving that amount of high-tech equipment in the hands of our enemy, And later that day or later that week, I saw on the news where them celebrating with our guns in their hands. I realized what a travesty that was. In the loss of money in that we abandoned when we left, plus the very bullets that we left there that they were shooting at us as we flew away into planes.
These are undecided voters. If you can see here, they understand the kind of politics these people are playing. Kamala has been there for 3.5 years. She could not do anything. So you think it is another 4 years that she'll be able to do something? They understand the politics. Whatever thing Kamala is promising there, she could do it. Even now, she can still do it. Like Trump said during that debate, move down, go to the White House, sign executive orders, close up the border. It is simple. You don't need orders from any person. That was simple. Despite the fact that they treated him in a biased way, we still saw that power in him. Yeah, and he defended a lot of things which I never imagined, though there were certain loopsy things I expected him to say.
Trump has come in the spin room, just so you know, that has happened. And he is desperately trying to get the attention that I think he needs as oxygen at this point, even though I think that most of the people in this room that are here spinning on his behalf know that he had a bad night.
Is he literally standing there like he's his own surrogate, trying to get people to talk to him about his own performance?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. He walked in the room. We knew that something was going on because Secret Service was around, but everybody was assuming it was going to be J.D. Vance. It's actually Donald Trump walked into the spin room to spin on his own behalf.
Wow. That's something. That's not a sign of strength or confidence in your own performance when you're trying to extend past the final bell there. This is live images of what's happening there in the spin room.
Bruh. Did you watch the debate? Of course you did. Did Kamala Harris move the needle? Of course she didn't. Did she say anything new? Absolutely not. Matter of fact, she was repeating the same things Joe Biden said in the past. She brought up Charlottesville. Of course, they brought up January the 6th. And of course, not only was President Trump debating Kamala Harris, but he was also debating the moderators. Can we get a debate where President Trump is actually debating the person that's on stage with him and not the moderators as well? And then the moderators lied. They're actually eating these ducks and these cats. A woman got arrested for eating a cat. But the moderator was like, that we talked to the city manager and it's not actually happening. Really? Really? Give me a break.
You can clearly see the murder when Trump took the decision to enter the spin room. Liberals panicked because he had to take interviews directly from journalists. Kamala cannot do that. She was nowhere to be found. Immediately, she ran away. That is how you see a powerful leader. The kind of strain Kamala was struggling to portray. A lot of people saw even her face. Facial reactions like this is a weak person. It is not presidential. Everything like be able to stand there when someone look you into the eyes and the person should be scared. Like Trump.
We did just get, Joy, a new piece of reporting. I know you have an interview to get to, but I want to tell you this before we go to it. Apparently, this is newly reported by NBC News. Vice President Kamala Harris has spoken recently and repeatedly with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
Paul makes this point a lot. It's
MSNBC, we all know what they do. They create content. They don't report real news.
So first of all, I'll give you my frank assessment of where things do stand in the race. Yeah. She did have a lot of momentum coming out of the convention, even coming out of her announcement as the presumptive nominee. I do think a lot of that already has stalled, and it's stalled principally around issues of policy.
She should take up another 4 years to do what she could not do in 4 years. It is insane to think that...
You really want Trump to lose this election, right? No, you don't?
No.
Really?
The one thing that's certain, if he loses, Kamala Harris will be president of the United States. And I wholly oppose almost every single one of her positions. I think she's a vacuous opportunist. I totally reject the idea that in the space of 48 hours, she went from a subpar vice president, everyone recognized as such, all of a sudden to the second coming of Barack Obama.